It's a hammer blow to Rupert Murdoch. This has definitely been the most dramatic day in the 3 years of the hacking scandal in the UK. It comes on top of two other revelations. A judge at the weekend revealed that there were emails giving executive orders to destroy evidence that may be detrimental to civil cases taken out by hacking victims. And it also and there was also a revelation and a memo revealed that showed that Rebekah Brooks, the chief executive of News International, had been given insider information from the police in the original inquiry in 2006. So it's an absolutely devastating blow, and the company is reeling today.
And I suppose the most worrying bit of testimony from Sue Akers for the company was her very clear inference. It wasn't an inference, it was a statement that these payments were authorised at quote-unquote very senior levels within News International.
She also said that the payments had been made to all areas of civic society, from the police, the military, in the health system, in the prisons and in government. So it's escalated this inquiry to a new level, and what we're seeing in the UK now is, first we had the crime of hacking that it took 2 years to be revealed, but the second stage of this is actually the unravelling of the cover-up, and Sue Akers was absolutely devastating. It was gripping testimony today and completely refutes the sort of allegations made by some of Rupert Murdoch's senior executives last week that the inquiry was focusing on tittle-tattle and journalist expenses and lunch bills.
This could also turn into something of a scandal for the government if those public officials are indeed identified and charged by British police.
Oh yes, I mean the current government and the government that I was part of, if it does identify officials, Sue Akers said that there were some people who had received up to £80,000 of cash payments from News International, and that one of their journalists alone had paid £150,000 out in cash payments in the last 2 years. So pretty heavy stuff, and the numbers were bigger than we'd seen before, and the significance was greater. So yes, it's been a very big day in the inquiry here,
and a very bad day on a number of fronts for Rupert Murdoch, because at the same time the Leveson inquiry was hearing this explosive evidence from Sue Akers, a court across town was handing out another big compensation payout to a victim of phone hacking, the singer Charlotte Church.
Poor old Charlotte Church. They even hacked her phone and found the name of her first boyfriend. This is a young woman who's had her life turned out inside out by the phone hackers working for Rupert Murdoch, and of course that's impacted on the health of her family as well. So there have been dozens more of these cases lodged in the civil courts, but I would have thought that Rupert Murdoch, sitting in his London office today, will be more worried about the Sue Akers' testimony, because if she's right that there was a network of corrupted officials, then that will obviously have a huge impact in the United States and the Foreign and Corrupt Practices Act, and the parent company will be very worried about that as well. So I think we're very, very close to the US having a major investigation now.
And we have to really take Sue Akers' word as gospel. She is, after all, the one of the most senior police officers in the United Kingdom. She'd know.
She would know, and she's also considered inscrutable, and she plays her cards very close to her chest. So, which is why her statement, which was so bold, has really rocked the country today. So, yes, she would know, and there is clearly going to be. She alluded to the fact that there would be more arrests in weeks and months to come. And the reason that public officials had not been arrested already was that the company had got a system to conceal the names and the payments of people who were giving regular information, and so they need to do their detective work to actually track down the individuals. But it seems pretty clear that they're going to.
And gee, all of this has overshadowed somewhat the PR and I suppose morale bounce Rupert Murdoch and his troops were hoping to get from the launch of the Sun on Sunday.
Well, I think people see the launch of the Sun on Sunday, the premature launch, as a desperate act now rather than an act of bravery. And of course, the brand is going to be continue to be tainted by this inquiry. We're in this for weeks and months to come, and absolutely dramatic response from the nation today. I'm pretty sure that the Prime Minister and the leaders of the opposition will be responding to it in days to come as well. So watch this space.
And just before you go, Tom Watson, are there any moves to have any of the Murdochs, Rupert, James, or any other senior officials at News International appear before the Leveson inquiry?
Well, not so far, but I mean, clearly, Leveson is a very tough judge, and he's already indicated that the Prime Minister will have to come and give evidence to the inquiry. So it wouldn't surprise me if he calls Murdoch Senior and Junior. But what we do know, he's very thorough, so I think he'll take evidence first.